There's a man walking through a field. The stalks of grain are bending low under their weight. The wind is blowing softly on what seems like a cold day. He sees a small bird land on a branch. Then the bird takes flight and he follows it with his eyes, smiling at the beauty of what the Stoics would call nature's inadvertence. And then the man turns and you see that actually this isn't such a beautiful and pretty scene, that he's surrounded not just by mud, but by all the signs of war. Cavalry is getting ready. Men are marching behind sharp palisades, checking their shields and their swords. They're about to do terrible damage to each other. There will be ceaseless, ferocious violence and death. This is, as you know, the opening scene of the movie Gladiator. Russell Crowe is preparing for a fictionalized version of the macromanic wars, the wars that Marcus Aurelius does in fact wage on the far-flung borders of the Roman Empire. Actually, this is Ridley Scott and Russell Crowe, and they've talked about this scene before. This is kind of an unscripted, improvised moment between the director and the actor in the earliest days of shooting, when they realize that they have this incredible connection and they're gonna do something magical together.
I'm pretty sure I did every single thing he asked, and I put little strokes of color on certain things, and then I brought the attention back to the battlefield, and he just came up to me and goes, "You and me are gonna be fucking great together, mate."
But it's also, through Maximus, an embodiment of a really key but easy to miss Stoic lesson. In the midst of darkness and death, and the worst things that human beings can do to each other, humans also have the ability to see light and beauty and feel wonder and majesty. Epictetus would say that every situation has two handles. We choose which one we're going to grab. We also get to choose the angle, not unlike a director, that we look at a specific scene at, right? Maximus's gaze, how he's thinking, how he's looking, by framing it one way, he sees all the good, and then he zooms out slightly and he's able to see all the not so good, which is an exercise that we humans can do. Whatever is happening in the world, whether it's the middle of a pandemic or political polarization or your own impending divorce or bankruptcy or health crisis, you choose how you're going to look at this. The Stoics say that our life is dyed by the color of our thoughts. How we choose to look, the perception, the lens with which we look at the world shapes how we're going to see it and how we're going to feel as a result of it. The perspective that we take on life is everything. It's the most important thing. And we miss this power all the time, just as many of you have probably seen this scene in Gladiator and not noticed the subtext of what's happening, the Stoic message that's underneath it. We have to really look. We have to hone our senses. And Marcus Aurelius's life is the quintessential example of this. Again, this is a life with a plague. This is a life where he buried multiple children, where he was betrayed, where there were natural disasters. There was one thing after another. And yet what you find in meditations, is there a certain amount of world weariness? Is there a certain amount of darkness? Is there a certain amount of depressiveness? Yeah, sure. And people have noted that for a long time. But you also can't read meditations and not see Marcus Aurelius's zest for life, his poet's eye, his gratitude, his perception about how lucky he is, about how wonderful life can be. And this is the power that we all have, an edge that the Stoic is trying to hone always. We should remember that in almost every way, Marcus Aurelius's times were worse than ours are now, more stressful than ours are now, darker than ours are now. We should choose to see all the positivity and beauty and change and progress and take solace and inspiration in the fact that if he was able to find good and things to be excited about and things to get out of bed for in the morning, then certainly we can too. I hope you like this video. I hope you subscribe. But what I really want you to subscribe to is our daily Stoic email, 1 bit of Stoic wisdom, totally for free to the largest community of Stoics ever in existence. You can sign up at dailystoic.com/email. There's no spam. You can unsubscribe at any time. I love sending it. I've sent it every day for the last 6 years, and I hope to see you there at dailystoic.com/email.